Much an important conversation point, especially for Optic, because they're one of the few bubble teams trying to make the 8th seed. All things considered for Optic, they're in the best spot amongst the bubble teams, but nonetheless, against the team at the very bottom, the Vegas Falcons, you cannot afford to lose. So you got to come out, play with some fierceness, because Exon's been shooting. Exon is looking like the best player on his team. He's teaming with a bunch of world champions. You expect the rest of the pack is going to start catching up to him. So Vegas Falcons, a very lethal threat. You can't take them lightly.
Absolutely, folks. Map 1, here we go. Right in a vault. Expect a very high kill game here, boys and girls. Elims are plenty. And the first time a lot of these players will have matched up against each other since the roster move. So here we go. Arstes picks up a nice pair of it towards time. And Priester, last man left standing, time to the Falcons.
Clean opening break one, and Priesta playing for some pace. Hoop just soaring and flying right past. So Priesta there to give you a little bit extra. The kills falling into his lap. And Falcons, I mean, good P1, maintaining the right side spawn. Shotzzy the only player that's able to sort of get through on this setup, but he does not have a ton of help. And by get through, I mean he's underground. A tough mini-map to read.
Very tough indeed. While Dashi off spawn finds himself a couple. Oh, shots in the flank there. Might pick up a pair. No, Priesta, what a map he's having so far. 4 and 1. Holds the front line. Now to the back line. Spawn secured right now for the Falcons, going into P2. An ideal setup.
And I love this too. Pred's getting nice and pushed out. Everybody else knows that they're just playing containment. Don't let anybody slip through the net. Exonid and Arcades need to be a little bit careful. 2 players working through the right side, and where Exonid falls, Arcades corners up. Does it get checked? It does not. There's a freebie. And right gun for the job. Ripping heads the trades the whole way through. And thus far, a beautiful P2 hold from the Falcons. 40 seconds to go.
The net remains strong. Optic Texas do not bring any wire cutters to get through that one. Hook, though, nice slide on OX, and he finds a way through the front now over to the left flank. It's Arstes v Skies over to time. Once again, Priester 5 and 1. Makes it 6 and 1. What a hold. 4 dead for Optic. Falcons running it up.
This might be one of the best P2s we've seen all year. If it continues to go this way, this is typically a hill where it's flipped on. So because of those spawns, number 3 Skies spawning in the back. Falcons have to read it. Number 8 going to pick it up, but a little bit too late. So as good as the P2's been, maybe not quite perfect. How dare you Falcons not get the full 60? In the meantime, though, well, they won't get the spawns either. Shotzzy fries his former teammate in Pred, and now Optic are going to be set up long term.
Oh, what a battle that was. Yeah, far left-hand side of the mini-maps where you want to see those Optic green arrows spawn. For now, Hook running things in the middle of the map. Can he catch another onto exit? Nice job. 3 dead, but wait. Arcades has managed to spawn up in the back. He's been spotted toe-to-toe with Dashi. Can you win this fight? You can. Big Bruce holds the line.
That's massive. That is absolutely massive. Falcons get given a gift, and Dashi just outplays his opponent. And now you just need to make sure that, well, again, on the net front, no one slips through. You don't want a Falcons player get a little bit cheeky and find their way through, because Exnid might be that guy. That's why Hook is swinging all the way over as his teammates just try to be responsible for making sure Falcons don't get too much time on P3. So Hook trying to be the safety net, because they end up losing those spawns, and all of a sudden Hook has a massive responsibility as he might have the entire Falcons team to deal with.
It's a very different kind of net, but nonetheless, we're still trying to keep this one hole free, folks. Priest in the back line. Skies reads it, takes care of business. That's that side of the map all secure now. Here come the Falcons through the front, though. A 2-2 split. If they can buy the time, this is going to work out. Dashi's got a bit of an awkward pinch situation. We'll see if that pays off for him in a moment, but either way, towards the time we go. Pred on time, traded out. 1 man left alive here to get things going, and that is it. Last 2 members of Falcons over towards the backside, looking to get the break.
And Shots is here as well, though. At Priesta, maybe the better gun for the job at that range. Jackal Nerf maybe coming through in that regard, but Hook is the man that had a big responsibility, and it's to try to lock this time down on rotation. Wow. And, well, at least the first step he was able to do very successfully, but eventually they get broken, and Shotzzy did not spot the Supine player. Makes me happy when even Shotzzy can't see those guys, because I never can.
What? Oh. It was that from Skies. Oh, man. I was trying to make a Pred joke because he was the guy lying down, and too late. Skies goes wild. What a piece there on time. 8-11, 4 spree, close to the Hellstorm. Exnid, you're next. Step right up. Bueno, gunned.
Hey, listen, the first set of rotations, we're about dead even. This might be a pretty good series we have on our hands. Frankly, I'm a little bit surprised Alec is 11 and 12. We've seen him get body bagged twice, but the kill's still flowing. And right now, Optic maybe overall in the driver's seat, so to speak, around P1. But you see guys on the Falcons taking their time, flipping to get the right side, but only for a brief moment. Now you just need a battle for the actual hill. Falcons inside of it for a moment. They need the kills to start to flow.
This is a great hard point from both teams either way. We're seeing the fun stuff. 30 seconds to go here on P1, and no one's really able to get anything going. But Priest, a fantastic series, map so far from him. 5 spree, 15 and 9. I jumped the script there a little bit. 20 seconds to go here on P1 chance. You're taking it if you're the Falcons, but you absolutely want to get the break towards P2.
Yeah, and they're going to be, I mean, at least playing with the idea. You had Pred make a noise that direction, see if he can be a bit of a distraction. But I think ultimately Falcons maybe just happy to be the super soakers to try to get those final few. And Priesta really wants that Hellstorm. He's on a 5 spree, but he's not going to get it. Hook shuts him down, and Optic set themselves up on P2. They'll get the initial time.
Yeah, Priesta desperately trying to play from the hill for the points bonus you get there. Skies, left flank. Cut open. Falcons playing with pressure towards the front. Those shots, he gets 2. And that's a 5 spree on time. Again, huge point gain. And now the lead is within sight.
And it's going to change for the first time in a long time. And in P2, where Falcons had the most success this time, No Magusta not going too well. And Shotzi, in the meantime, he's on a 5 spree and super soaking. So he's got Dashy pushed out. But Shotzi's going to be getting close to the Hellstorm as long as his teammates continue to protect him, which Dashy absolutely does.
Wow.
Optic, this might be the switch getting flipped.
One more kill. Sweet gunfight from Exnid, traded immediately. No Hellstorm, the lead though still yours. The minimap's still yours as well, Optic, so you'll take that. You move over across towards the new time. You lose a couple of gunfights here or there, but right now, Shotzi's still trying to maintain pressure. Presence is there. First man on the snap. The second, a little bit of damage, but now you've still got an opportunity to lock down P3 and maintain those left side spawns.
And it's worth the tag on it. Exnid, that gunfight against Shotzi might very well be one of the most impactful of the map to shut down that streak from rolling through and to make sure you kill the momentum of Shotzi. And now with P3, though, that could be very difficult for either team to collect. Priesta right now out of palms, just wants to play keep away if he can. He's got Exnid soaking up the time, and RC's, maybe him and Pred need to be worried about the pinch. Shotzi toying with the idea.
Oh.
But so far, the P3's not been too bad.
Not bad at all. Absolute battle continuing here on time. Pred on the slide. Pred on the 2. What a kill. Let's go for a listen in with the Vegas Falcons.
Mid on me, Dashy. Watch out, mid. Absolute, Dashy. He went to that mid. He's dark. He's close pillar.
Dashy, what's close control point?
Alright.
Control.
Nice. I need control. I have control.
Go vault to front. Go vault to right. Go vault to right.
I don't see him, right?
You're missing shots.
They backed up.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm with you right.
Top art.
We got under him. One's on time.
Take your time.
I got killed from top art.
One on time.
Or top hill.
I'm going right.
Stay alive.
Push out front.
Big kills to top art.
Nice. Go.
One top hill. One to 10.
I'll see top before Caesar. Caesar, no bullets. Caesar dead. Top.
Outer dirt. One shot.
Nobody saw.
Shit on. One top.
I'm maybe.
Big fucking hoop.
I've done that.
Game idea.
He's free in the video. Don't force it.
On my side door.
I spawn front.
I named my side door. On me. He timed.
One time. And one spot.
He's in the back door.
Actually, one shot.
He's in the back door your time.
One's push out side door right now. It's on
Alright,
the
which one
truck.
deep?
Side door on the truck, okay?
On top of the truck on me.
Yeah, he jumped down. He's one shot in the back. Alright, he's back here too. He's back.
It's one shot. Kill that guy. Good shit.
I'm bad now.
20 gold.
That's one at all, guys.
I got
Make sure you back up. Make sure you back up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stay.
I'm blocking all the way. I'm blocking.
I give him cat guys. I'm on.
Where'd Cat go?
I don't know. I missed it. I left him.
Half time.
I'm
see Cat.
I got him.
Nice. I'm blocking.
Oh, that's your
They can be Cat.
Two left.
They can be only Cat. I'm trying to get Cat.
Absolute boot. I'm with him.
Actually, Cat. I don't have Cat. Pick up Cat. Who'll be on me.
One's lobby. Money.
Lobby done.
One more maybe shotty.
I have Cat. I don't see him. I got sun close.
Body up, pitch.
I named lobby. I have right.
Time, boys.
Can you block?
Yeah. Top cat, guys. Two top cat, both stunned. They can't be on me. Make your fucking job. Let's go down.
A furious listening chance from the Vegas Falcons. Sprees all over the place for them, and RST's on a route.
Yeah, and it's clearly a team that they might have 0 CDL points, but they are coming different right now with this new roster and applying the pressure towards P2. Maybe this has been the hill that's been the ultimate difference maker in this game so far, but with Arcsies getting shut down, that means Optic will have that initial time, and they got all 4 players remotely in position. Priest, though, has had the hot hand. That's 24 kills for him. Him and Exit working through the front.
Raw right through the front. Oh my goodness, over the top of Dashi, cut down. Exit now trying to pick up the red dots all over that minimap. Over to P2, get in there, son. No. Skies brought down finally by Priest, who gets a little bit of time coverage there. 3 dead. Falcons with time. Great coverage up close now from Pred. You've still got Optic spawning in the back though. That's where Exnid picks up 2. The third not going to be there. Here comes Pred. A lightning fast attack from the Falcons, read by Skies and dealt with. To the front we go. What a hard point.
Skies, though, he does not have reinforcements. He was the lone man, and Arcsies was the guy picking up the cut, and Priesta wins the big one inside the time. A game where P2 has been the difference maker, and Falcons again lock it down for a substantial chunk and even flip one guy out. So they have a 70-point lead going into new time. This is Falcons' game to lose.
Oh, yeah, it is. Dashi still maintaining that top left-hand side position. Optic with the spawns, well, maybe on the next set of kills. Exnid pushing forward, trying to find an opening right now. Falcons on the approach. And again, a fractured setup right now from the Optic boys, but they are making this work. Full coverage on the left-hand side still. Exnid taking care of through the front. Pred trying to make the play again.
He's looking for it. He wants to find the flip. He can let the players run past. He wants to find the flip. He gets the timing. He gets the route, but he gets caught. That is heads-up awareness there from Optic, who can Dashi coordinated together. And if not for Exnid, the play might be dead, but he gets dropped in Optic. We're talking about being Falcons' game to lose. They've done the hard part. They've killed any sneaky plays. Now you want to keep them out of the P3 time and make sure you continue to rotate. I mean, Optic right now, this is a stranglehold setup they have here on P3.
It's incredible, man. It's a great war of attrition right now. So you've maintained the time, you're maintaining spawns, and you're finding all the kills. Wicked stuff from Optic. This is exactly what they need to maintain this pressure. Priesta finds a small opening to cut through the middle of the map. He has made it across. This is an opportunity right now. Vegas possibly able to turn it on his head. He gets through. X into the back line. There's a wide open hole here in the setup of Optic, and Priesta punches through. Dominance asserted. It's 10 for the win.
And they got the back spawns. This is going to be it. Exnid shutting down Shotzi as well. Falcons, best hardpoint team in the game, Miles? I don't know, but they get it done again. 3 in a row in a fun pop-off. These boys came to play.
We might have cut away prematurely, but the end of the game was definitely within sight, and so was a lovely Falcon on the map. It might have been written, or at least sculptured in stone there. As Optic Texas, they will lose the first map, and the Falcons soaring, smiling. But they know full well this is a long series, and they have to pull off the hard points. They have got to pull off the search and destroys as well. Control could be anyone's game.
And listen, man, there is nothing more dangerous than a man with nothing to lose. Well, this is an entire team with nothing to lose. 0 CDL points. It is literally nothing but going up from here. And they get to have fun while they're doing it. Exnid might be the vibiest player we have in the league. Like, he's been incredible to watch. All smiles. And, I mean, the plays he's making on the map as well. We're sort of like watching him grow and evolve as the year goes on. A very interesting dynamic for the team, but a fun one to watch, and a lot of credit to guys like Priest as well. 28 kills. He was a titan in the first half of the game, and where he slowed down, it's only because he was the super soaker inside of the hill. 2 minutes plus with the damage output to match it. A well-orchestrated effort there for the Vegas Falcons.
Honest to God, the stats across the board there, tremendous amount of assists, good damage, non-traders. We had it all here, folks. Falcons taking on Optic. Who would have thought this would be such an exciting matchup? You told me at the start of this year that this was going to be one of the hottest hard points you've seen. I would have absolutely told you to flashbang yourself, ladies and germs. Well, here we go. Highlights. A lot of love for either side. Chance. Anything that really stuck out for you that made the difference for either team?
Well, ultimately, I think, like, you know, it was a phenomenal P2 hill initially for the Vegas Falcons, where they get maybe 45 seconds from it, build a nice little lead, but it felt like the next few minutes, Optic really were able to seize control of the game. Shotzi getting streaked out at some point or going on a spree, Dashi going sprees, and Optic Texas sort of taking, like, turns, and I'm used to seeing the Vegas Falcons collapse in these moments, or like a team is here to get 0 CDL points, gonna falter, gonna sort of feel that pain, but they rose to the occasion and look clean the entire time, and just a fantastic way to fight back. And I mean, this is a tough match for Optic because, again, they're on the bubble for champs. They're in a comfortable spot overall. They got a 30-point cushion right now for like that 8th seed. But nonetheless, losing to the team at the very bottom could spell devastation. And everybody's been watching Pred for the past year. We know when he's on point, he is an absolute menace. And we know he is hungry to take his former team down.
This is a starving roster. CDL points and glory is exactly what the Falcons are chasing right now. Statistically, I think it is unlikely, let's say, for now. Maybe not impossible, very, very much unlikely that they do make it to champs, but what a journey they are going to have on the road to that moment. A team with absolutely everything to gain, and they are slowly doing it there. 185, the final score that Optic could pull out against a team that, again, is starting to look hot as hell, man. The best we've seen Arsties play in a long time. The best we've seen Priester look as well. It is vindication. That is the name of the game right now for all of these players. And red card S&D, it is the next step in this journey. Whew, this is lit. Just me? Or is it like, this is a good series already? What the hell? I'm serious.
It's going to be fun, Tom Miles. Listen, it's the Asim game for Pred, dude. It's going to be fun every single time. Everybody loves revenge.
Everybody loves a taste of revenge. But also, we want to see this Optic roster find their footing and get their spots. Themselves going towards champs as well. But all right, well, let's just regain. Let's take a moment here. I'm saying this to you lot. I mean it for myself more than anything. S&D red card chance. We've seen this played many times. Pressure is certainly on for both our squads. What are we looking out for here? Of course, the A-bomb. We're going to have our trophies in position. B-bomb. We want those trades to be good. Anything else that our fans can be looking for at home that is going to be decisive on this map?
I'm looking for the clutches. I feel like between these two teams, I don't necessarily have the highest expectations of like perfect S&D in terms of getting the first bloods and just closing out the round without breaking a sweat. I think every round is going to sort of be a battle. You're going to have to work in any given moment and make sure you genuinely stay as locked in as possible, because even for guys like Pred, he knows exactly how Dashy and Shotzi like to play. He's seen them on the map. He's talked it through with them. So the idea is on both ends. Like, there's no lack of awareness in this lobby. It is a square up. It's going to be fun as well because Falcons already with the first punch. They're winning hard points, man. It's officially a dangerous team.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're winning hard points convincingly as well. They're spicy matches. On board with Pred. Our opening round here on red card is looking like a B-bomb site hit. But again, Pred will be the first man in. So he's playing for information right now. Reconnaissance by force. Lots of noise made. An open door again, teetering on the edge of intel. Here we go.
No trophies. Stun connects. First blood falls. Trades out and about though. 3v3. Red good shots laying on this stair, and everybody's wanting.
Yeah, this is massive damage. Get in there, Arcity's finding another one, looking for the feet of Dashy. Pred, he sends it past. Doesn't get a kill. Back over to Alec. Pistol in hand. Priester by his side. And now a 1v1 that comes to a close under a hail of Strider fire. Falcons strike first.
Every round is going to be a battle, but every round Falcons win. Exit will have the brightest smile on his face. And Alec versus Skies as well. Skies incredibly proficient with the pistol. Well, there's Alec to shut him down. Got 2 on the round and a mixy one indeed. That's my expectation. A lot of 1v1s, a lot of trades going to be rolling through in this match. Optic Texas still looking to restabilize.
Round 2, here we go. Optic on offense. Luke's a bomb carrier this time, and we're going to be looking towards A, so a very different experience here for our teams. No one home on the stuns. Dashy saw, I think, the barrel of Pred there, so yeah, the stun connects either way. The gunfight's on through the middle of the map.
And this is just very much play for picks. Dashy was looking to see if there's a freebie, but they've recollected and they're going to be working the A site. Pred watching across, and he's got Priesta looking over him. So all angles covered, tags being exchanged, but Optic firmly being slowed down.
Absolutely. Shotzi with the nade. It goes short. It doesn't connect. Pred somehow finds his way out of that trouble. Over to Hook, who's never going to guess this. Oh, he does, though. Over to Pred. The trade. Is it there? Yes. Shotzi looking for the next man in. Priester sending it. Trying to catch him while the health is low. Not going to happen. Bomb recovery complete. Here comes the plant.
That's Shotzi value right there. Gets in, gets out, plays his life movement, gonna save him, and the van not good enough to seal the deal. Exited though, that one might connect and at least force Shotzi in. Exited gets baited though into death. He's in between 3, and just like that, Arcity's last man standing in a 1 versus 3.
Oh, great play from Optic, though. They take the gunfights from excellent cover. The Falcons boys caught out of position, desperately trying to stop the bomb plant going down. The ideas were there, but the execution of the positioning certainly punished them. Well played out of Optic there in the second round, and we're back and forth shots. We're all tied up.
Yeah, and a very interesting theme as well. The idea for, you know, Exnid, very fresh. He's playing with, I mean, I would say Americans and Australian as well. So he's learning different accents by the day. But communication might have been a bit of an issue in that round. If the nades were coordinated on the bomb site, I think they'd be able to get Shotzzy, but a little bit discoordinated and just enough for Shotzzy to be able to live. Baits Exnid into death, and Optic able to close out. So they're on the board. Maybe a little bit of room to breathe, but with Falcons back on the attack, and they are flying at B.
Yeah, comms are essential. Here at Brocard, that's saying a little with a lot. 3v3 now. Trades endless. Man down for Optic, Falcons. The brakes have been pumped firmly here. Optic going to overwhelm the B-bomb site now, try to find their corners. Asuka and Dashi now find themselves in a tough spot, but Falcons are trying to play this as patiently as they can.
Hook is alive, so you're very cautious about these flanks rolling through. Until you get the intel, you're going to be concerned, but Falcons might have just played that timing perfectly. Hook and Dashi split up, and there's no fending these players off 1v3. The bomb is going to go down. Hook and Dashi are going to try to break through these front doors. Good luck. Have fun, gentlemen.
Yeah, as soon as you cross the threshold, you're in line of sight, and that'll be the gunfight starting. Priest on the close right. RC's on the left-hand side. Usual spot there. Stun connects. Here we go. Dashi cooking it. Is there going to be a follow-up here? No need. His teammates are gone, and Priest, it looks like he may have found both there. Falcons, another good round.
Yeah, I mean, a 2v3 already very difficult on the outset, but if you actually give up the space for them to get in towards B, insanely difficult to actually get the rebreak on. As good as Dashi's shot is, Priesta, but a pixel on his screen. An easy lockdown there for 2. So the trade's on point. Falcons very much showing off a little bit of the teamwork. Both of their attacking rounds, they are stacked up together and coming out on top of that trade fight. And active in the comms as well. You can see how turned they are just from the player cams.
So one and done series, folks. You want them 10 CDO points. Historic moment for the Falcons organization here in the COD world, but lest we get ahead of ourselves, let's get in towards the B-bomb site right now for Optic. All they've got to deal with is Exnid for now. RC's on the push forward. And Shotzzy runs around the corner and meets a lot of trouble. Here we go. The fight is on.
Oh, actually causes problems. He still gets the first blood. He gets here 2. The trade's going to be quick, though. So 2 versus 2. Optic do not have the bomb in hand, though it is nearby. And Pred spotted, traded out, and a 1 versus 2 for Priesta. World champ. See if he has the ice.
Second man pushes right up. Damage is there. Priesta managing not to take any. Whoa! Nearly pulls off a miracle kill on a hook. Dashi with a perfect coverage, and that is the synergy you want to see there for Optic Texas. One man blinks, the other one's eyes are wide open in that situation. A beautiful round. And Exnid's 2-piece, though, I was all clenched for that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that is a chaotic round. We've had 3 different just pure square-ups over by this B-bomb site. So it's tough to keep track. I mean, in-game, out-of-game, if you can see the minimap, even if you can see through walls, it is tough to keep track of these players at this speed. So in spite of Exnid's deliverance of the 2-piece, not enough. Tied up 2-2. And offense success has been the theme of Red Card thus far. Exnid getting the right class.
Hey, very important to do. The slow look here defensively from Optic. We're not going to be giving up a whole lot. The shots there from the skies tells you everything you already knew. If you're the Falcons, there's going to be boys on A and boys on B. Now the opportunity there lies. Who's connect? Who's lethals? Who's tacticals? What intel are we getting? What can we clear out? What could be guarantees an open place to move through? The answer is nothing. Skies, first blood on a Pred.
Yeah, Pred giving away a freebie is tough. They've had so much success running it down towards the B site, and it looks like that's what they want to do again, but now you have to do it a man down. It's going to be that much more difficult, and you feel like you can't check your corner. Shotzzy, so cheeky with the trigger discipline,
wow.
But he lets Priesta through and gets the first blood. Shotzzy now shooting on the flank, ends up in a pinch of his own, somehow gets a kill, but he might have just let the round slip.
Trying to bang the doors open now, create those openings. It's a 2-man nade, possibly no. Priesta pushing forward. Oh, and there's no trades to be found. Vegas Falcons Give me that last play. Exnit did something because he's giggling.
Oh, I think Shotzzy gave that round away a little bit. I mean, I didn't get to see it from his perspective. I just saw it on the minimap, but I could have sworn in nail he had the sights on the players running through, but Priesta just goes in uncontested, wins a massive gunfight. Shout out to the headshot multiplier. And for a 3 versus 4, Falcons just run Optic over again at that B site.
Unreal, man. Also, take note, folks, the first time we've seen Arsty's laugh in game in quite some time. Bring a tear to a glass eye, a moment like that here in Comp Card. Round advantage for the Falcons. Here we go.
Again, I was just looking at the minimap, so maybe I'm incorrect about what shots he saw, but I'm thinking he wants to sort of have a bailout round, get his team back for the previous one. And a slow approach again over towards the A site. Optic have certainly preferred this ever so slightly. And doing their due diligence, checking every corner, every spot before they make their move.
Yeah, nothing is safe here. Shotzzy working off some intel from his teammates there. Exnid has just gotten so active.
Wow.
He's managed to slip on through. Dashi unaware of the moment. Exnid now on the worldwide tour. He'll get into play a little bit later, but in the meantime, we're going to see the bomb planted. Nades up over the top. Good connect. A little bit of damage there. Anyone able to capitalize? Exnid still behind enemy lines.
Well, he's chasing, and his teammates are waiting on the information. Look at the arrows starting to turn for the flank because they're worried about Dashi. 3 different players now turning worried about him. You get the first blood, but now you only have 28 seconds.
Perfect feed there. Right up close. Opening exchange 1 there. The trades, though, on point. Arsty's finds his second on the round. Exit to stage. Time ticking. They've got to move faster than this. You still have to defuse the bomb. Eyes on the last man. Skies, can they bring him down? Yes, they can. What a move. The Falcons. They get the defuse, and they pick Optic apart 1 man at a time. What a round.
Oh my God, and look at that smile. That'd bring a tear to my eye too. That is very well played, and again, on the communication front, Exit out here showing off the bilingual goods. I was thinking they might be a little bit too concerned about Dashi with so many players turning, but they got the free kill, and they collapsed into 4 versus 3, and maybe had 2 seconds to spare. But that truly is a moment where the communication has to be perfect, and Exit making sure that he was absolutely that guy. Call of Duty timing on his side. Now you got a nice little lead. And this Optic camp, they're going to be sweating.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. 2 more rounds for a historic moment here for the Falcons, but they've still got to get it done. Optic, the conga line, right through the middle of the map. They are looking to change this. Destiny taking it into their own hands in this round. They're going for it. A very different look and a protracted gunfight. We are emptying magazines here, folks. Not a kill yet. Empty pockets, empty mags, but full hearts. There we go, first blood.
Oh, what kind of nade did Shotzzy just throw to get that kill? But we'll take it for the first blood. Angles dialed in it. A geometry major there from Shotzzy. But another 3 versus 4 attempt. But at the A site where Falcons have not had success.
That was the Halo player in him for sure. Here comes Pred, looking to even up the odds. Sky is completely unaware. Lei G finds himself a very sweet and safe corner. Is he a cat? Who knows? There's an animal metaphor in here somewhere. As the bomb gets planted, anyone who's going to now push past those stairs threshold. Skies, little do you know. Oh, but you turn it into a very winnable situation right now for the Optic boys. Now they can fight forward.
The supine wonder baiting his teammates, but at least he gets the kill. 2v3.
Priest on the big rat. Pred with high ground, red, and dealt with by Dashi, who eviscerates him now. Priest at 1v3. What a round from Optic Texas this has been. Spotted out. And advantage. They play it perfectly. Optic. They get the round. And after a wild opening strategy, right through the atrium, right through the middle of the map, Shotzzy's first blood pays off. 2 there from Dashi as well. 3-4.
Yeah, I love the strat call. That's sort of like a big brother moment of like, you know what? Like, I'm tired of getting run over at B. We're going to make the play here on the defensive end and really shut you down. But there's a look from Shotzzy.
Oh, wow.
No angles, no geometry, straight line. He just had it perfectly cooked up. Shout out to the chef. I would not trust Shotzzy to cook for me.
Not even close. Not even close.
He does not know what salmonella is.
No.
You know?
Don't eat. No, he thinks that Sam and Ella are 2 different people. Absolutely not. Here we go.
That girl from Frozen?
Do you want to build a... No.
Exit's
wide
free,
open.
Like again, he's gotten through. Dashy playing it differently this time. He had bad Call of Duty timing. I think he doesn't know how it happened, so they're a bit more tucked in. And Shotzi's gone for the exact same plant spot, and he lives every time. The nade coordination for Falcons is not there. The flank from Exnid, though, still is.
And now it has to be a gunfight, and not ideal situation for Priester to be in. He can play this as slowly as he wants, but Exnid, he and Osty's working the flank together, managed to get something going here. 30 seconds to go. Dashy tears the stage asunder. Oh, and it's now a 2v2. Pred and Priester. Over to the PP duo. They've got Hook tagged up. They can't get the finishing kill. Dashy's like coverage from high ground. He should have this round safe. But the battle, though, up close and personal is not over yet. Here comes the Chow. Can they get him off the bomb? Big Bruce. Perfect positioning. That's the PP we were looking for.
Beautiful. That is exactly why you want him there. And I think that entire round, well, Dashy is the savior, but I think it comes down to Falcon's inability to just nade Shotzi off bomb. There was 3 nades I heard that landed around him. Only a single one actually connected, though. And I mean, listen, this is the default plants rolling through. So Optic just able to get the bomb down, and Dashy, a player, he does not miss very often at all. Easy clutch there for Dashy for the 1v2.
Yeah, and the nade as well. I mean, it's everything in the right place at the right time. Really, really good stuff. 4-4. We go deep onto red card. Heavy stack towards B from the Optic boys. Trophies doing their thing.
They're squaring up, though. Falcons, yeah, they know B is their favorite bomb site, and they're rearing up, getting ready to go. And once again, Optic just give it up entirely. Maybe worried about the middle of the map pressure, but with no noise being made on the map, 2 players rotate back in. But Falcons, they've been overwhelming by this site. Might have another round like that again.
RC kind of play. I think Optic have been so ineffective at the retakes here on the B-bomb site, but this time trying to make it different. Pred, he is wounded. Has to get out with his life. He can do that. The Shotzi's going to be the first man for Optic now to enter the B-bomb site. And once again, the RC. Buzz. It's got everyone on edge. Pred, the Guardian Angel right now. Man advantage for the Falcons. Back into the site.
What is going on? What is going on, brother? Shotzi running into death. Everybody's getting traded. And all of a sudden, Skies is in a 1 versus 2. 20 seconds on the clock, and Skies is a clutch player. But Pred roaring rips his head off. And Optic might have just thrown that one away.
That was Pred for the ace, I believe. Wow. Unbelievable. Predwood. The Giga Chad. Cool, calm, and collected. Make sure the hair is right. You're on map point.
And he wants to break him down. He's on for the Asim revenge game. Do not know. Shotzi must have had somebody one shot to chase like that, but you don't get the kill. You get traded out and give Pred an opportunity to feel even more confident than he already is. Optic desperation. They might go down 2-0.
Not over yet. Dashy starting things off wonderfully. Another wall bang on exit. We've seen a few of those on this map already.
Look at RCDS.
Priester.
Look at RCDS. He's got the positioning. He is behind all of them. They just broke glass. RCDS has 2 players lined up in front of him. There's the first, but should get traded out. You don't read Dashy. You do get a 2v2, but he's at least slowed the pace down. His teammates have the extra edge on the defensive end. It is ARs all over the place on this map for the 2v2.
A-bomb site, we're committing to this one. Skies is going to try and take as much ground as he can. And he's going to take the ground. Yeah, sure is. Can he get the second player as well? He's finessing. Schmoving. Pred can't get the 1v1. He's desperate for it. Finally involved. But he's been tagged up. And here comes Dashy to try to force the round 11. And it's happening. We go deep. We go as far as we can. Optic trying to stay alive. Man, what a series.
Funny moment. Miles, you were able to talk to Skies about who has the best dance moves between him and Kenny. Well, Skies showed off the dance moves there in that round. The only reason Optic clutched up on that 2v1 was Skies bought Dashy all the time in the world. Take a quick bite to eat and get ready. Square up, round 11.
This is what you wanted. We're getting it, folks. Gongs out. Optic on attack. Vegas Falcons, this will be the first round 11 they have ever won in the CDL. Optic to tie up the series. Heavy commit towards A. RC in play as well.
Fred driving on the wrong side of the road, being born out of Australia, but he's at least slowed down the pace. The nades, always so close from the Falcons to getting the kills, but no first blood just yet.
They're still unable to connect. Coordinated team nade, not quite there. Skies with the slow peak, nice shots into Asties again. Not enough for any kills right now. Nervous tension in the air as we try to find an opening, try to create something. Is anyone in position? Yeah, Xnid on the route. Did he get spotted? Has he done it again? I do believe so. Is anyone looking for this? Meanwhile, another A-bomb plant for Optic.
Deja vu, man. Xnid, he gets the Call of Duty time to get through on the pinch. His teammates trying to recollect. You gotta be quick.
He's done it. First blood, dashing out of position. That's your insurance policy gone. Optic now scrambling to try to make something work here. But wait, plan B's looking pretty solid so far. Shotsy behind the beer crates. He gets one. He can't get any more. 2v2. They know a man beneath the stage. Priester sends it. A blind pistol fight as Hook turns it into a 2v1. P-Dog. Can you find the 1v1? Shots are there and it's done. Optic survive the round 11. What a fantastic game of red card that was.
Good night, almighty. The Falcons left stunned. They don't even know what happened in that final round. Shotsy breaking out some cheeky spots in the post play, and even with Xnid again making the play, the team simply unable to deliver. I think Hook might have been the saving grace for Optic in that round, including whatever player was dancing down low underneath the stage, doing a phenomenal job of staying alive. But Fred simply could not find anything in the final one, and ultimately a very well-played game. If Falcons had better nades, I think they end up winning this map, but they can't deliver, and instead we get a Dashy, maybe not masterclass, but he gets a 1v2, he gets 12 kills, MVP of the map.
See, if Optic could, well, sorry, if the Falcons could throw nades together and accurately, I think that's a 6-3, to be honest. Optic did a great job of getting Shotsy to that bomb site and surviving the endless onslaught. So, whew, gotta work on that one. Coach Clay, no doubt about it. He's having a word with the boys after this matchup. But for now, going to the break, tied up at 1-1. Des, take it away.
Can we just take a moment and appreciate the sweater? It's so strong, Chance.
Looks so good.
It looks so good, buddy. All right, so
sweater.
do the Falcons until round 11. Let's break down what we just witnessed in Search and Destroy, because, Al, I had a feeling you were going to be celebrating up 2-0 at halftime.
I was about to. I was locked and loaded, ready to be like, Vegas Falcons are on route. But honestly, it kind of goes back to what I said at the beginning of the pre-show. Of like, Optic Texas sometimes will just out-talent teams, and I feel like that's kind of what we watch throughout the Search and Destroy. I think the casters touched on it wonderfully, that obviously Vegas Falcons, we got to work on our nades a little bit better, but also just our 2v2 situationals, a couple of free picks giving to the Optic Texas boys, and a couple of good plays like Dashy being able to stay alive top window and have that angle on the bomb and clutch the 1v2, puts him up into a tie. Dashy, once again, going on a 3-speed, kind of saving the side of Optic Texas. So the talent from the side of the green wall definitely saved them in this map too.
You know what? Honestly, if Vegas were to have had offense in that last round, I think they could.
They'd do better, right?
Yeah, they would have done better. And here's why. I mean, their B-pushes were excellent. I obviously saw the AG ace. You saw the aggressive plays when it was Priest and Alec pushing through the site. But like when you talk about that last round, Xnid goes for a wide flank, which I like.
I love it. I just
set
wish
up
it was a little fast.
Let's set up some pinches. As soon as he gets that kill, though, you know, the timing of the round, a lot of the round had been gone already. If you're Vegas, you got to converge and play those angles, right? Because you have been getting clutched on after the bomb has been planted so many times, and you see it just gets away from them. Remember, this team hasn't been together that long, so working on things, that's got to be one that's a pain point for them, though. It's like when we get kills, we have to take advantage of it when they're frantic and trying to regroup.
Xnid and Pred feeling the pressure at the end of that round 11. They were so close to being on match point against one of the top names in Call of Duty. Falcons very much still in this one with Control coming up next. That is a game mode they've got dubs on in the past. Before we get to that, though, let's take a look back.
Yeah, let's talk about the hardpoint. So, you know, prior to this map, I talked about how Optic at times can struggle on P2, and we're going to talk about what they do here. This has now happened back-to-back matches on their vaults. This is a situation where Shotzzy is just losing his mind. I'm going to be honest. Like, this guy needs to calm down in-game. You see, he's number 2 on your minimap, and we're rotating over to P2, right? Everybody's going to be spawning back here. If you're Shotzzy, you just want to chill. They have to come to you. What ends up happening here is, number 1, that's Hook. He's going to pick up the lane on the players pushing through through here. He's going to find kills. If Shotzzy just stays alive and waits, they would end up securing this rotation. But what happens here is he pushes all the way through, goes through, drops down, and gets picked. And as soon as he dies right here, now you're staggered on your push. All of the players on Falcons are going to be able to push front, and then the players able to late play mid and spawn trap your team here, which eventually flips you all the way out, right? So we'll play in real time, and I'll talk you guys through it. But in this situation, if you're Shotzzy, you just want to chill and get information. You aren't the playmaker here, my friend. Relax. They have to push into you, and you see number one, Hook. He goes around, finds some kills. Priest just picks up the kill on Shotzzy. Now that opens up the lane for Exton, who has insane gunny. You give him an opportunity for 1v in Hill, he's gonna find that kill. And now you see in Vegas able to push on in. There's no layer in the front if you're Optic Texas, and Vegas are able to just swarm and get a ton of time here. And now at the very end, Exton once again spawn trapping you in your base, all because of one mistake. Optic just throwing their life away.
And to that point, Vegas Falcons heading into this during this split alone is a top 3 breaking team right now. It's how they won their previous 2 hard points, and it's how they were able to lock this one up as well.
Vegas Falcons taking map number 1. They were in the lead for most of map 2, but at the end of 2 games, it's 1-1. We're going into control. Are we going to a game 5 though, Allie?
We might be able to. Vegas Falcons, they're one of their only control wins on the season is versus Optic Texas in their most recent matchup. So we could be in for a banger.
If you're a fan of this Optic or Falcons squad, make sure you catch them in action. They're not only going to be in Boca Raton in 2 weeks for Major 3, but they're also heading back to Dallas. DreamHack will be the host of Major 4. You're going to get a special CDL lanyard to enjoy all of the awesome Call of Duty action at one of the coolest events of the year.
Yo, guys, should we cosplay? I'll go as Ghost.
You took the best one. That would be lit.
I'm going as TJ Haley.
We're Ninja Turtle.
I'm going as TJ Haley. He's crazy.
Yeah, I like it. He's my new hero. I like the guy. Tickets on sale right now. DreamHack.com/Dallas/CDL. It's going down May 23rd to the 25th. Great game so far today. We've already had one go near the distance. Are we going to go again?
I think we are going the distance here, yeah. I think the game 4 gets locked up by Vegas, and we go the distance.
Miles and Chance, take me to a game 5 round 11, please.
Only if you dress up like TJ Haley for me, Chris. Here we go, folks. Control could very much go the way of the Optic boys, but if this does become a Vegas victory, this series looks a hell of a lot shorter. We'll find out what happens now, though, folks. Chance, how we dressing this one up? We good? We bad? We ugly? What's the vibe, brother?
I think we're great. I think it's been a very competitive series. I just am a lover of good Call of Duty. It does crack me up now I think about it, of like all the narrative of like, you can't chow Optic on Vault Hardpoint. Have you seen it in scrims? This is why coaches and players have been saying for years, scrims don't matter in that regard, right? Like, it's just practice for the matches. You can be as dominant as you want in scrims. You got to make sure you deliver in the matches, and Hook in control has delivered in the matches. 1.26 KD, especially so on the attacking rounds, being even better. Hook, a lethal threat on the map, might make this one his playground.
Man, everyone's got a playground, right? Every team has a player with a playground. Who's the daddies, though? That's what I'm more interested in. Who are the parents of these wild children running amok in these public places with firearms? Whose kids are these? Let's find out as we get into our first control round.
Yobi. This is a B-hit attempt as well. I mean, a little bit split there for the Falcons with Fred waiting down low, but they're just trying to draw these players out and going underground. Nice shots from Xnid, but no trades rolling through, and now you're worried about your own base. Pred is 0-0. 30 seconds have gone by. Finally, he's made his move, and he's gonna die. So not the best play from the Falcons. That's a 4-man wipe, and Optic can set up the spawn trap.
Set up the trap, try and do what you can. Priest is the only man who's managed to wriggle out so far. We'll find out how long that lasts for. Good job, Dashi. Keeps him bend in. Xnid trying to get out of pool. He's causing problems all over the place. And again, you've got a couple of players out, so a squirrely situation right now for Optic. As wait a minute, Dashi doesn't make too much progress there, so Xnid pushes right on up.
Oh.
And a single headshot is all he's going to walk away with before being taken care of. So a 6-life lead right now for Optic.
That is crazy mechanical skill there from Xnid. Granted, I mean, a lot of the pros have shots like that, but impressive nonetheless. Still, though, 30 seconds left in the round, as you say, and Falcons, you got to make something happen. You got to make it magical, and you got to make it happen now.
Oh, we're trying. Oh, we are not having any success. Nice work out of the Optic boys. Xnid managed to get a little closer. Shots are in there on a shot tee, but not enough to keep it going unless Arstes can, and does, find a big kill. 13.8. And just so eager to throw themselves at these players. Optic Quick response there on the defense. Damn.
Yeah, they're playing a little bit nervous. No one able to stay alive. Every single trade from Optic rolling through instantly. Clock has been stopped at 6 seconds. But you have only just now captured your first segment. And Optic right now, I mean, they got bodies everywhere surrounding this A zone. RC's though doing what he can. Great tags, and if he can stay alive, it's huge. That's your teammate. Keep that guy alive.
He's twisted. Absolutely lit. Whoa, he's turned. Daddy Alec Pred there on the pinch, picking up 1 or 2 shoulders. Good gunny from Dashy. What a pistol that man has got.
On the point.
0.3. We're in. Stack it. A big kill.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, they're alive. They've done it. They've captured A. Quickly. Oh, the swing and a miss, but Skies with the pistol as well. Over to B we go.
I mean, what is this round? I can't believe they just delivered. Priesta somehow got to a wild sequence there, but now back to a standard round in a 7v12. You're not going to win it on the life count if you're the Falcons. You want to find your moment. Just try to get some type of coordinated wipe, and maybe that's the start of it. You're going to have to kill Hook maybe 2 or 3 times to get this B zone. But they're working the left side of the map, and they are working as a unit.
Together, and what a unit it is. Pred gets through. And a kill. Dashy still the man upstairs. 9 of 5. Falcons putting in the work right now. Pred trying to get another one in this life. Brilliant play from Shotzzy to stay alive. They get onto the zone for a second. 16 seconds to go. No lives left. Optic are holding it.
That was a huge win from Shotzzy. That should seal the deal. Yeah, Dashy from over top is just going to close that one down. Pred found his moment. I mean, he took the route, won a big gunfight against Took, but that little dance battle between him and Shotzzy just had the ever so slightest extra edge there in that battle. So, honestly, not a terrible round for the Falcons, given how it started. They certainly bailed themselves out just a little bit, but ultimately defense there reigns supreme from Optic, and Dashy throws up a 10K round.
10 and 5. Bruce putting in an outstanding amount of work there. A lot of criticism for Dashy this season so far about his performance. Scrim stars come to mind, and right now doing his very best to deliver the goods. The pressure has not been higher for this Optic roster in some time. I mean, this is a very, very stressful period of play for them here in Black Ops 6. Let's see if they can turn it around. Keep this round going. Here we go on the attack.
In a 2-2 split, they actually had no pressure towards the middle of the map, so maybe trying to play off the Falcons and see if you can get them to tweak and overcommit. And in the meantime, Shotzi's gotten to work, found the first kill. Dashy is just keeping everything nice and slow. And you got a body on the A zone, so the clock is fine, but there the kills fall through for the Falcons. And an interesting opening break. Not too sure what the concept was, but Falcons handle it perfect.
Wow, okay, Arstes is cooking today, folks. So is Pred. There are a lot of dangerous animals in the waters in Australia, but right now Pred in an empty pool, the most dangerous one. The trap is now set. You are in it now, Optic. Sky is battling for his life, trying to get out of this one. 8 life lead as the Falcons keep kicking ass in spawn.
Yeah, look at where number 1 just spawned, though. They're getting the gift front ammo to actually get out nice and quick. Still, though, 35 seconds left. No ticks of progress rolling through, and many problems to solve because anyone on Optic that falls might end up getting spawn killed by Priesta, but he drops, bites off a little bit more than he could chew, and Falcons maybe losing the thread just a little bit, but Exodus continues to win. Ridiculous gunfights, as does Alec. Offense has been painful for these squads.
12 to 22. Falcons with a commanding lead. And 15 seconds to go on the clock here. They're trying to stop anything. Only man able to make something happen right now is Skies. And he's alive. So, oh, excellent. Trades it immediately. That should be the round, folks. Last ditch attempt now from Optic to get into it. Exnid causing problems. Shots are in, enough damage for Pred to finish up the last man. Here we go. Hook wins his fight. Priest has got to go big. Can't get it done. Halfway through A. It's not happening again. Is it happening again, Chance? The answer is yes.
We're getting caught without pre-aim, and this is a little bit scattered there from Falcons. Not an ideal moment, because I felt like Exnid actually, I mean, he gave you a really good effort to sort of slow that one down when he was solo. But in a similar fashion, the ticks have flown through, and now you're trying to set up these like long pinches. You got to be careful not to give up these segments.
Whoa. Close. Trades. Skies, who getting everyone kills now. And Pred once again from down low finds a big one. That's enough to spy some space and push this play out. Optic, 52 seconds and 3 lives remaining.
Yeah, I mean, you're just hoping to get an extra segment if you can. I think would be the ideal thing from Optic. But all things considered, we're tied up on that front. And just a last-ditch attempt. Shotzi kicking it off, and he does get out without getting traded. Nash's got the help, so a little bit of potential here. A 1v8, though, from Shotzi is Miles. I feel like I might have lost you. But he does not get the tick. Falcons there in the end, and they get the elimination. So 2 very similar rounds we just saw. The A zone, where the initial progress is not too fond for the attacking teams. They just find those bailout moments. So a little bit of magic rolling through, but that is just to keep things even keel. Tied up on the segment front, and I don't know if I'm looking at both these 2 teams. I'm just thinking on the attacking rounds. Don't need to think too much for these opening breaks. We're just burning way too much time off the clock before we sort of sink into the thick of it in the respawn. Just make sure you try to get active and do it right from the jump. So it'll now be Optic back on the attack, or Falcons. One of the 2, there you go. Falcons getting ready to fly. No splits rolling through. No one to ground routes from Pred. Exactly what I'd love to see. You got trophies. Now you can go and attack the middle of the map. Let XNIB roam up towards Top Cat and everybody else nearby. They get the setup around the zone. RC's gives you that intro kill, catching the player underground, and everybody doing their job. XNIB getting great intel on Dashy behind enemy lines. The front line's there for Pred. Every kill rolling through, and Pred maybe has found his brand new home by Art. This is what he lives for. The Reaper of Albagra on these attacking rounds. When he gets in these types of spot, when Pred needs to slay, he becomes the best in the world. 4-man wipe. The spawn's going to be a dagger. The A zone is going to fall. And this is looking to be shaped up absolute devastation. 29-20 in the kills column. Optic scattered, torn, beat down. Looking for the bailout. There's maybe a double stack rolling through. Pred finally gets caught, but that is a wonderful life he just had in Falcons, frankly. I mean, you might be able to win this round just on the kills column. They have an 8-life lead. 2 minutes on the clock to play with. And their funnel system of making sure you get players inside of Art has been flawless. The longer Arcides is alive there, the worse everything is going to get. And they've had this little B capture going as well. When Arcide falls, Priesta, next man line. We just got a nice little funnel system going. Optic, though, with a stun, at least get the intel. And see if they can clear him out. A 7-life deficit. They have not stabilized. Look at this battle. Priest versus Dashy taking a year. How is Dashy not getting any help? Maybe it's just the coverage. Maybe it was number 8 on the minimap, Arcides, that was able to protect his boy. Optic can't make anything happen. And Pred right back to prime position, draining the life count. The second segment has rolled through. And Optic Texas, well and truly, they have just gotten run over in this round. How about that? You get the trophies for the opening break. You establish the middle of the map dominance. And then for Falcons, every single player does their job. Arcides looks the underground route, catches that player. You get Pred pushed out towards line. He's winning his gunfights. XNID on the back line, responsible for the flank and Top Cat. And not just that, XNID there for the best play. I mean, that is one of the finest offensive rounds you are going to see from the Falcons players. And I mean, listen, there's a lot happening on the middle map. Maybe I missed something, but the fact that Priesta and Dashy just had a 30-second long battle bottom Art, and Dashy just could not get any help from his teammates. Not an ideal situation there from Optic. And while Hook has been an absolute menace in control throughout this stage, the 1.26 KD, a slow one so far. Maybe they'll have an opportunity to get things going here in this round. 3 kills in the feed, Dashy for 2, and Hook, there you go. A little bit of momentum. Nice 2-piece he's working with in a triple stack over towards this A zone. That baby's gonna fly just as Hook might not want the objective, but happy to get the kills. Nice and controlled here, our Optic on the attack. I'm gonna go get some water. There you go. A-zone falls. Optic says anything that you guys can do, maybe we can do better. It's not as aggressive. It's not as pouncy in this moment, but Skies has at least made it to his home. So saying, hey, Falcons, you want to get all the kills from top art? Well, now it's my turn. By the time he makes his move, actually, those players getting through, and Skies for the moment does not have a ton of help. Dashy gets traded out. He was the man out of palms, but 2 players to deal with, and Priest and RC's bamboozled. Looking up top, Skies was down low, and a 5-life lead from Optic. The back and forth game continues, and now you're just trying to get out of spawn as Skies, the dance moves on point. He's making TikToks in the lobby. The 2-piece, the 5 spree, and Optic right now respond. We might have ourselves a round 5 rolling through as Skies looking unstoppable. 22-16. He's got the hot hand while he gets shut down. It's not before the 2 ticks already roll through. Optic in a phenomenal spot in this round, and Miles, my hatred for you knows no bounds.
I just wanted to give the people what they wanted, brother. Not just an electrifying series, but a chance solo cast opportunity. What did I miss?
Honestly, 2 fantastic offensive rounds. Falcons absolutely picked them apart, and here we have Optic doing the exact same thing. So they got 17 versus 11 life advantage. They got all the pressure in the world. It is literally the anything you can do, I can do better series.
Here we go. P-Dog on the dive. Pred finding the first opener there, and the trades are so good right now. Priest managing to keep the zone safe for a Mo. Hook shots he brought down. Still keeping the capture going, though. You have to get rid of Hook off the time. Here comes the coverage. The boys have shown up. Sweet nades. Get him out of time. Pressure still there. Shots from Hook. Not able to get the kill chance. He's still getting the capture. It could be over right here, right now. Last man. Woo, nearly gets it with a pistola, but a minute to play. No more lives, Falcons. The capture. It's happening. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, for the Falcons, you actually want to die here. You don't want to give away that tick so you can get defense for the final round, but they didn't have a choice in the matter. Optic get the capture, and I was criticizing Hook just a little bit, at least in the stat line. He's had a slow game. He just went and threw together a monstrous round. So right from the jump, Hook is able there to deliver. And as you pointed out, back and forth battle, going to a round 5.
Okay, well, the big story coming into this, Falcons a must win because the hard points are on lock. Optic, if you want that search and destroy, or even a shot at the hard point, this is it. One more round to go. Optic blessed for the attack. Falcons defense, here we go.
Funnily enough, the round 11 record was actually much better from Optic, and the stats provided to be correct. Well, round 5 stats looking a little bit better for the Falcons, and that's with a different roster, and Arcides has been a multi-kill machine thus far on this map. I mean, locking down over towards B in a scattered minimap right now.
Yeah, right now. He spots the next player out. I think he did. Great timing from Dasher to get that kill. Starting getting the capture going. His 30th kill of the map. I missed most of them. Now towards the spawners. Big Bruce, unfortunate timing there. Pred catches him. It was a 50-50, and he sadly loses it.
This has been a slow round as well. Optic very much taking their time. They're happy to leave these solo captures rolling through. It's good when you get the kills. It feels painful when you don't. And Hook is going to make noise here on the pinch, but doesn't matter. Gets the kill. Hook too fast for Arcides. He's made it to his brand new home.
Yeah, he goes all the way around. Takes the long route. It pays off in the end. Okay, so here we go. Capture on A. A 2-man stack for the time being. Hook doing what he can to maintain position here. Over the B zone. A bum stun there from Arcides. He's going to keep this play going a little bit longer, but his teammates are getting dropped in the meantime, so Hook's still playing alone in this situation.
Oh, yeah, I mean, completely alone. Arcides actually, this is an irrelevant gunfight at this point. Arcides is just trying to keep this man at bay because the rest of Optic, they're just getting spawn trapped.
Oh, wait, an opening though. They do manage to make their way out through B, so now Hook grabs himself the aims of Arcides. He's got his teammate on the zone, pressured out on the spawners. This is huge. Shots from Hook at that range with the PDW keeping it going. The B zone, we're looking at 1 segment closure on its way, and A might be done as well.
Yeah, the double capture, actually. So now the pressure's on for the Falcons. They bottled the spawn trap. Optic fought out, and it was a force spree from Hook in the meantime. Finally, they catch him. And the A zone actually hasn't been captured, and Sachi gets traded. So, I mean, all's well that ends well, but now Optic running out of time.
Running out of time, running out of chances. Got to get this going. Pred drains the segments. Tactical retreat. Gets off time for a moment. Aims at the ready. Trying to take on all comers. Come at me, bro, he says. 10 seconds for the play. Reads Hook. Guns him. Brings him down. Over to the A zone, though. You do have the time. Exit from behind now. Catches 2. On the front, Priester. Oh, my God. What a play. And that might be the map. Falcons have done it. An excellent nose. What a moment for that young man.
Oh my God, the spirit of Clayster lives on through Xnid. I mean, that might be one of the heaviest pop-ups we've had. That's only for a map win, and they're only up 2-1, so the series isn't over. But Xnid is bringing a level of passion we have not seen in years.
It's 2-1. Here we go into another hard point. And for Xnid, he may have counted his chickens before they have hatched. The mere sight of that hard point is enough to get him going right now. But at 32 and 28, 11 assists, 23 non-traded. Massive work on the offense there as well. A well-deserved pop-off as that vault comes to a close. And the scriptwriters have been working overtime, folks, as I'm sure you can tell, but this is a massive advantage right now for the Vegas Falcons. Their hard points have looked great, and this is the last chance for Optic.
I tell you, man, Pred might end up becoming public enemy #1. I don't know what weird stuff happened at the beginning of the year, but all of the roster turmoil Optic have had, and all of a sudden, they parted ways with Kenny, they parted ways with Pred, and now Pred might be beating him and have the team in the 12 seed taking away 10 CDL points from a team on the bubble. I mean, this is a map, or really a map and a match with pretty serious implications. And frankly, after making Falcons look good, it's been a fun team to play. Obviously, Falcons, their gameplay has been on point. RC's been looking like a menace. Reese has had himself a super solid series. And, I mean, Xnid might genuinely have one of the best POVs in the league. It's been a fun team that the Falcons have built. Clayster has to be happy with the progress.
The whole team should be happy with the progress. But, again, let's not get ahead of ourselves, folks. We're still going to get a dub on the board. But what a play from Xnid. The final moments, picks up those two, the perfect calm to Priester, and the pop-off absolutely there. Falcons playing for the org, playing for the fans, and playing for themselves, a team of discarded champions from their own times and places. They come together under Clayster and under the Falcons brand, and right now, the most overwhelming advantage they have had coming into a map that they have possibly ever seen in the organization's history.
Yeah, we might need to get Xnid a brand new headset. I saw him slam that thing
Beat
with
the shit out of that thing. Wow.
Yeah, hey, haram, brother. Can't say that.
Sorry.
But a high degree of velocity there. And Xnid also the guy, he's constantly like messing with his monitors. So he needs to stop slamming his setup just so you keep everything nice and restrained, but a little bit delicate with the setups. But in game, he's been a monster. Out of game, maybe take a backseat. Get the series win first. But if he does, legendary pop-off we're going to see.
Maybe the greatest pop-off of all time. Dashi versus Priester. This is just from map 1 as far as the hill time goes. And P-Dog there, he was certainly posted. And Dashi has been the hill kitten, or the king of the hill, I should say. Sorry, the proper title, full title there, for a very, very long time. But this series, not as much. But 34 and 29, he was certainly there in the kills department. He was putting up a lot of damage, man. I mean, Bruce is a damage hose for sure, but hill time, one of the sort of stats that a lot of players have attributed to Dashi for a long time. Not necessarily there in map 1, but just one of many little factors that have changed the shape of this series. And the final few training dummies are getting pulverized as we get ready to go to Skyline for what should be a banger.
Absolute bang out map. And I know for Dashi, like, we've sort of watched him evolve over the years. Like, he's always been a phenomenal slayer, but I think, with every given title, working with different coaches, we're like watching him come into his own, working on the comms. And like last year was where he truly became like the king of the hill, where that became his purpose. That's how to help the team out. And granted, Vault is a map that situationally, you might not be the guy super soaking in time with an AR, but I know they sort of like lost their system a little bit, Optic has. Like, they bring in Kenny to develop that, and it looked great. They won a world championship. Dashi looked like the best player he's been in his entire career, but I think for the Optic boys, and it's obviously incredibly difficult with roster turmoil, but they've reverted back to their old ways just a little bit. And you got to grind through and sort of like rework out all the potential bad habits rolling through. And right now, you got to be very concerned because Falcons, I mean, I don't want to say an absolute tear. It's only 3 wins in a row, but fairly convincing ones as well. And like 2 hardpoint wins against Miami, as it turns out, means a great deal because Heretics have been looking fantastic. So Falcons genuinely might be one of the better hardpoint teams in the game. Definitely need more reps. They're going to have to prove it, but certainly they have shown themselves to be ferocious in the game mode. And the get their first series win. They're bringing everything into this skyline.
They don't want to leave anything to chance right now. They don't want to go to an S&D. Here and now, Falcons. That's what they want. And so far, so good. 3 dead for Optic.
Falcons swarmed that hill. Opening break 1. They don't have the spawns just yet, but one of the best POVs in the league. Excellent opportunity. Roam around and slay. Trades out 1 kill, trying to stay alive. Nice little dance, but simply overwhelmed, or maybe not. Wins the gunfight in Pred. Kills the guy from heavens above, and just like that, Falcons, they flipped the map, got a 20-point lead. Things are looking great.
But when they get flipped, because you've made a big play here from Skies, he gets to the back line. Pred's still spawning up good, but for now, yeah, Optic are in there as well. Pred knows. Pumps the brake instantly. Heads up awareness right now in a big way, and that could be a very impactful play. He's the last man left alive over this side of the map, and he's got to do a lot of work.
Yeah, anytime a player makes it out to that putting green in the back, they always win that gunfight. But all things considered, I mean, that was a 40-second P1. I mean, one of the best P1s you're going to see for the opening break. So Falcons ultimately happy. Now you can take your time to try to work this break. Arceus wins a gunfight in the feed. He gets traded out. Nexid, unfortunately, makes a little bit too much noise, and Pred gets caught as well. So Optic looking for the instant P2 response. 30 seconds to go on the hill, and everything right now looking great.
Absolute perfect bounce back right now from the Optic boys. Skies and Shotzi on big sprees. Exnid winning more crazy gunfights. Unfortunately, a team kill, and back and forth we go on the trades. And Priester eliminates all the glass imaginable on that side of Skyline. Does his very best. As team kills again on both sides of the board. Lead change now for Optic. Rotation over the kitchen complete, and it's going to be the boys of the Falcons in control.
And you got a hard point shaping up to look like a slums maybe from Black Ops 2 in terms of just you win the rotation, you anchor down the hill, and you get a near perfect full 60. So 2 massive hills coming through for each of these teams. Falcons on the rotation had the initial time, but they did not appropriately handle those spawns. Shotzi found the timing, found the route, and they're going to find the break off the back of it.
That's a great break, an ideal break at perfect timing to get themselves in there, get some early time. Now push the front line forward, but no Daddy Alec. Oh my word, wait a minute. Any more players here? Yeah, Shotzi finally brings him down. Traded out on the front side of the point, and now Optic are spawning green, and it's the wrong kind of green they want right now. Can they get it into time? No. Good plays out of the Falcons to hold it. Optic still trying to make this play work.
Oh, Priesta wins the big one. Yeah, Priesta wins that first one, and that sets him up for the rest. Skies, though, clean up crew, but for the final 20, he's not going to get it. Hook might be that guy. Battle for spawns, and Shotzi takes down Arceus. So all things considered, a better hill for the Falcons, you would have thought, but they take it away, get that scrap time, and here they are in prime position on this P4.
Oh my God.
Until Skies hills the worst angle imaginable. And that's a mistake and a half. Optic just dropped the ball. Falcons ready to go.
Ball dropped, and it's rolling down the hill. Shotzi trying to pick up something now. Priester towards the back. We are anything but lounging right now. Shots in the sky straight away. Damage dealt to all these players. You've got a front line developing now. But wait, Hook's still alive. Instant trades. Good eyes on that minimap, folks. And P-Dog is trying to do everything and seemingly able to do so. Arceus with mid-map coverage and Falcons with a hold.
Dude, this is one of the, like, Priest's POV, he's one of the most twisted players in the league, and I just never understand how he drops .8s consistently, because he always looks like he's frying when I watch him. But there you go. In the time, in the feed, everything going by way of Falcons. They have retaken the lead, and Pred in prime position, creeping up on that Hellstorm. And he is the most patient player I have ever seen. He will wait for this kill.
Here it comes. Maybe not. But knows when to go. Skies underneath. Oh, what a shot. You'd love to see that. Priester, though, picks up straight away. His 6th spree on the road still. Showing very little signs of slowing down. Pressure on towards the spawners here. It's back over to P1 we go, folks. Falcons, an electrifying start here so far. Unfortunate timing, but again, team fight there. Great stuff. And Priester kicking ass. Looking to get the Hellstorm here and now.
Doing everything he can. I mean, slow down Dashy, gets the trade, but not quite enough. Optic find their way through. No perfect P1s this time for the Falcons, but a nice square up battle.
I think there are 12 bodies in the hard point. 12 corpses of Optic players and Falcons players, and we are sending it to no end into this hard point. Skies still from Jim. His spree getting things going as well. great turnaround of the damage department here from Optic. They're managing to get a lot of presence here towards P2 also. So the chance for them to get into this, but the holds have got to be on.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, it was a perfect P2 hold. They'll ask go around, and they have a pretty good setup here so far. Not a ton of pressure for the Falcons just yet. It's a 3-man hit, make it all 4 through the right side. And Shotzi does his job. He gets you the first kill and gets out with his life. And now, well, wow. I mean, listen, it's an idea. It was an idea.
But it was a great hold there from the Falcons. Priest on the rear security, finding the big kills. Optic still trying to get into this one. All of them down. This is a huge moment for the Falcons. Let's put Optic's brakes to the test and listen in.
Top actually kind of weak. These under white steps.
You should be front. I'm gonna go right.
Shit. Yeah, to try that.
Anything right?
They're just playing safe angles. Yeah, weak on time, exit. And one guy's
back right.
look couches, laying down, deep flash.
Look couches, guys.
I won't lose it, You guys work now,
Yeah, I'm gonna go now.
One guy's gonna be here.
100% one knee. I'm table heading. I'm one shot. Push me inner, and then one's outer inner. It was that was.
Looking for one.
It was AG.
AG's here. He's behind you. DJ.
Let's go
Or like close couches.
They're close couches on me. They're bottom bed.
I'll see this fucking guy.
Oh no, they spawned us.
You go exit. Go exit. Our side fire.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yo, and their side fire.
You weak. I had him once. They're fire.
You're dead,
Last
you're
guy
dead.
fire. They spawn close.
Yeah, they're gonna
bank from mid. We should bank from mid.
They're gonna aim
Two
time.
times. There's 3 times.
Yeah, time.
Both behind the bar. Both like crit spot.
Outer telling me.
Exit, dead.
There's 2.
I'm one shot. I'm dead.
One guy's P1. P1 Alec.
Alright, there's only one at a time. They're gonna be on you.
Nice.
Outer,
By the bar.
outer, dead.
I see you.
I traded.
I bet you they're you.
One guy's deep left out. He left out a preset.
They're gonna watch out. Exit. One guy's Jim, right?
Yeah.
I don't see him. He's P1. Alright. One guy went bottom bed. One
Yo,
guy's
cut up bottom bed. I'm gonna go top mid.
bottom bed. Really bad.
One more deep.
Dead.
One's out old.
Let me back,
Looking for
let me
AG after that.
Priest,
Give me the back on me.
Priest is that old? Not weak.
It's time.
Lay down the back.
Alright, can we go old?
No, it's Alex, there's 2 in the back. There's 2 in the back. They double hit me in the back.
Run old.
Double hit me in the back.
No, I'm going top it. I'm also going top. One guy's over there. Got my
Give me
help.
back right.
I mean, that was technically a listen-in. I'm seeing Dashy and the player cams look entirely defeated. And from Optic, they dropped Pred, said they're never going to play with him again, picked him back up, dropped him again, and here they are getting beat down by him. 100-point lead. Xnid is roaring. We know what's going to happen. We know how this map is going to finish.
We know exactly how it's going down, folks. The writing is on the green wall once again. The shots are there. Xnid, it is just feeling like an impossible situation for Optic. They're so close they could taste it. The first series win for the Vegas Falcons. Vindication for all 4 of those players. For Pred against the team that dropped him. The discarded, unloved champions across the board. They have not only done it against Optic, but they've done it for themselves, they've done it for the fans, and that is a 4-box they will never forget. Vegas, their first 10 CDL points. What a victory.
Wow. I mean, Optic looked devastated. Paris Legion, the worst roster of all time from the Vanguard season, now need to be feared. They might end up retaining that spot. Falcons are on the board, and as you say, that 4-box of player cams there, I mean, that's camera number 2 gone from Dashy. And that is not a fun-looking team. Even leaving the lobby from Hook, apologies to Easy Mac on that front, but this Optic camp, this is, I mean, turmoil to the extreme. I don't even want to make jokes about it because that, I mean, they just look devastated.
I mean, it's for me, it's just, the story there really is for the Falcons. It's not only those 4 players who have been,
wow,
yeah, whoa,
out with a whimper.
Yeah, that's they flatlined there. That P4, you could have called it there. I'm no doctor, but you could have called it there. There is a chalk outline of 4 players across Skyline that vaguely resemble that Optic roster. Wow, Falcons put them down, and they put them down hard. The sum of the parts that were dropped from Optic have gone on to